In the early 1800s, deep in the thick, dark forests of Tennessee, the Bell family made their home on a small, quiet farm. John Bell, his wife Lucy, and their children worked very hard every day. They cleared trees and rocks from the land, planted crops, and built a simple cabin to live in. Life was not easy in the wilderness. The forest was full of wild animals and strange sounds, but the Bells wanted to make a safe, peaceful place for their family. They hoped to live happily, surrounded by nature and away from the busy towns. For a long time, life on the farm was calm and normal. The family went about their daily chores, raising their children and tending to the fields. But slowly, strange things started to happen that no one could explain. At night, the family began to hear small noises inside their cabin. It started with quiet knocking on the wooden walls, soft, slow taps that seemed to come from nowhere. Sometimes they heard footsteps, but when they looked, no one was there. At first, they thought maybe animals like rats or birds were causing the sounds, or that the wind was making the house creak. But the noises continued night after night, never stopping, and no animal was ever found near the house. As time passed, the knocking and tapping turned into something more. The family began to hear voices, soft and low at first, but then louder and clearer. The voices spoke to them, calling each member of the Bell family by name. Sometimes the voice was kind and gentle, but often it was angry and cruel. The sound was strange and mysterious. What made it even more frightening was that the voice spoke perfect English and seemed to know things only the family knew. It was as if the spirit was watching them closely. The Bells were confused and scared. They tried to find where the voice was coming from, but there was no one in sight. It was an invisible presence, always near, but unseen. Soon the spirit's power grew stronger and harder to ignore. Objects in the cabin began to move by themselves. Chairs slid across the floor as if pushed by invisible hands. Plates and cups fell off tables and broke into pieces. Heavy furniture was thrown across rooms without anyone touching it. The family was terrified by these violent acts but tried to stay calm. They didn't know if this was a curse from someone, a punishment for something, or something else entirely. The Bell family was trapped in a nightmare they could not escape. John Bell, the father and head of the family, became the main focus of the spirit's anger. The voice insulted him constantly, calling him names and threatening him. The spirit even hit John, slapping and bruising him without leaving a visible attacker. Despite the pain and fear, John refused to run away. He was determined to protect his family and their home. He believed that leaving would only give the spirit more power and allow it to continue its torment somewhere else. So John stayed strong, facing the spirit's wrath with courage. Word about the strange happenings on the Bell farm spread quickly through the nearby towns and beyond. Curious people traveled from far and wide to see the haunted cabin and witness the haunting for themselves. Many visitors reported hearing the spirit's voice, which sometimes answered their questions or revealed secrets that no one else knew. Others claimed to feel cold touches on their skin or saw mysterious shadows moving in the corners of rooms. Some were so frightened they would not stay after dark. The Bell Witch became a legend in the region, known as a powerful and strange spirit that no one could explain. The Bell Witch also seemed to have a strange sense of humor. Sometimes it would be playful and teasing, not only with the Bell family but also with the visitors who came to the farm. It liked to make jokes and play tricks, like moving objects in funny ways or making silly noises. But even though it could be playful, the spirit's anger was very real and dangerous, especially toward John Bell. The Bell Witch was not just a ghost that drifted around without thought. It seemed very smart and aware of what it was doing. It understood people and could even talk to them like a living person. This made the haunting even more frightening because the spirit seemed to be watching and learning all the time. Many people tried to figure out who or what the Bell Witch really was. Some believed it was the ghost of a woman named Kate Batts. Kate had lived near the Bell family and was known to argue with John Bell many years before the haunting started. Rumors spread that Kate was a witch and that she had put a curse on the Bell family as revenge for some old fight. Others thought the spirit might not be a witch at all, but instead a lost soul trapped on the land, looking for justice or peace. Some believed it was a spirit angry about something that happened long ago, and it could not move on. The true identity of the Bell Witch was a mystery, and that mystery made the story even more interesting. Over time, the story of the Bell Witch grew into a famous legend. It became one of the most well-known hauntings in American history. People told the tale again and again, sharing it around campfires or writing about it in books. The story was so popular that it inspired movies, plays, and many other stories. Each time someone told the story, new details were added, making the legend bigger and more mysterious. The Bell Witch became more than just a ghost story. It became a part of American culture, a symbol of the unknown and the scary things that can happen in the dark. Some people said the Bell Witch could even predict the future. It warned the Bell family about dangers they might face and gave them strange messages. It even foretold the time when it would leave the family. The spirit told them it would stop haunting the farm once its work was finished. And just as mysteriously as the strange events began, the haunting came to an end. The noises stopped, the voices were gone, and the invisible force disappeared from the Bell farm. But the memory of what happened stayed with the people for many years. Even today, the land where the Bell family lived feels strange to many visitors. People who visit the area often say they feel an unusual presence or sense something they cannot explain. Some claim they have heard mysterious sounds, like knocking or whispering coming from the forest. Others say they have seen dark shadows moving just out of sight. The place still holds a quiet power, as if the past has left a mark on the land. This keeps the legend of the Bell Witch alive and continues to attract curious people who want to know the truth. The story of the Bell Witch is more than just a ghost story. It is a tale of fear, mystery, and the unknown forces that may exist around us. It reminds us that the past can still affect the present in strange ways. The Bell family faced a force they could not understand or control. Their experience shows how courage and fear often exist together. Even when people are scared, they can still stand strong against the unknown. Some believe the Bell Witch spirit is still out there, hiding in the dark woods near the old farm. They say it waits quietly, ready to tell its story to anyone brave enough to listen. Others think the spirit finally found peace and moved on long ago. But no matter what is true, the mystery of the Bell Witch continues. It remains one of the most chilling and lasting legends in America, a story that will never be forgotten.